life.
Well, video games actually are becoming an addiction, or are an addiction.
Oh,
some of them are
absolutely.
listed as.
I've never been into it, and luckily my fiance isn't. But yeah, Vinny, Dilly. Happy late birthday! But yeah, like I could see it. Like I've had friends who they're like, you know, like my husband's been like playing a video game for like 6 hours now. What the hell are you doing? Because I just want to get out of the effing house, and I'm so mad at him. And I'm like, what kind of video game is he playing for like?
Grand Theft Auto.
I mean, just to put you in a nice stick. There are people who will put on adult diapers so that they can play for hours straight.
Well, that's also a fetish. I was watching
that I know that.
The baby fetish.
But no, they put them on so that they can sit for because they can can run the range or they can crank out the points or they can raise their levels or do whatever on there.
It's a good idea. I get it, but put those good thoughts into something else, man.
Well, use your entertainment when it's entertainment, but then also come back to your life, right?
Exactly.
You know, the balance.
Did you want to read those questions that people sent us? I posted on Facebook
and
send us questions.
Yeah.
Do you want me to? I can do it. Yeah. It is. So send us questions if you have any relationships. That's a product somebody wanted. Anyway.
Was that a question? Was I supposed to?
No, that was not an like.
Are they an issue? Is that an issue?
I mean, I guess it could be if they choose that
hours. So I posted on Facebook for anyone who had questions because she is a relationship expert. So if anyone else has questions, ask us and she'll answer. But this is from an anonymous person.
Okay.
What to do if you have been hanging out with someone for a year and having sex with them and caught feelings, but the other person doesn't want more because they just say they just aren't good at being in a relationship, but had said that they have feelings and then recently got jealous because of me getting a new job and being around a new man, but they still don't want more, and also jealous because they thought I might have already met someone else. I clearly told them that I don't mess around with anyone else, even if we are just friends with benefits and we spend all the free time we have together with each other, and we both said we do mess around with someone else, then we would tell each other. Okay, so there's a bunch of things going on here. So they get jealous if they're with someone else, they don't want to commit. So the question is, what do you do if you've been hooking up with someone for a year and they say that they're just not good with relationships? I personally think that that's just an excuse because they don't want to commit and they want to just have the ability to just hook up with whoever. But now they're getting jealous and upset that she's hanging out with another man.
Or that because there's another guy in them or a new job or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, I guess it goes back to the question first of, what do you want? What does the person who's writing this want?
Well, she has feelings.
Do you want something more than what you have, or are you okay with where you're at? Obviously, if you're asking this question, I'm assuming you're probably
she's saying
not.
we've been hanging out. I caught feelings, but they don't want more. So
Yeah,
obviously, it's been asked.
She wants more.
It's been asked. She wants more. He doesn't because he says he's not good at relationships. It's just an excuse.
That is it. To say I'm not good at relationships is an excuse because, like, we started and we didn't go too much further, but relationships are a skill. You can learn to be. It's like math. It's like playing baseball.
Train your man.
Right? Come on. Send them to me.
Gotta be trained.
Send them to me. No, but it is because we were saying before we started the call is the guys. And I'm saying this in general stereotype brush, but guys are not. They don't learn as kids how to be in relationships. They learn how to compete. They learn how to produce. Relationships are not necessarily on the top of it. Whereas women, if you look at girls, that's how they're, trained. So guys are kind of
year's a long time
behind. So yeah, a year's a long time. So the question is, I guess, what you want. If you want something more, you need to decide. Ultimatum, no. Ultimatum is,
I think
I'm going to do something to you. I think
all right.
But
maybe not as severe.
The limit is, here's what I need, and if I can't get it, then I will move on. You can have this sort of relationship with somebody else.
Exactly.
And
I think she's already, to the point, given him that ultimatum by seeing another man. Like, either you're going to step up or I'm going to move on.
It sounds like she said, we're not going to go with somebody else.
Because it seems like she's not, like, she is hanging out with someone else. She's not doing anything because she's friends with benefits with the guy that she likes. We spend all of our free time together with each other. But we are supposed
for
to.
this other guy.
And why would he get more committed anyway if he gets everything without being more committed?
Well, that's the problem. Women need to make these men wait.
That's the milk and the cow. Why would I buy the cow if I got the milk for free?
Exactly.
I think what you need to do.
Not cows, sorry.
I think what you need to do is to start like hanging out with this other guy, or
maybe there's someone out there that gives you what you want.
Even if the other guy isn't available, just say you're hanging out with the other guy, and just don't give this guy as much attention, and see what happens. Because one of my friends, the same thing was happening with her, and as soon as she started kind of like not hanging out with the guy as often, and like you said, giving him everything he wants without actually making him commit, like within like a month, he was already like, be my girlfriend, like, I miss you, like, I don't see you all the time, like, stop hanging out with all these guys, I don't want you with all these guys. So like, it's like a game, it sucks, but
well, and I don't condone necessarily lying and saying you're with someone else, but back off. Back off. There's an old adage. There's an old adage in relationships is that one person distances and the other one chases. And as soon as the chaser stops chasing and says, "Oh, I'm kind of done. I'm tired with this. This guy's doing like this." This one goes, "Wait, where are you?" And starts doing this.
But don't do that.
You know. Well, no, she's doing this right now. Stop chasing. And you know, let him decide if he's going to come back.
That's him.
But if he wants to come back, say, hey, if you want to come back, this is where I need to be in this. Because you know, I talk about this in the book. I also talking about where you are in your relationship. What does it mean to be going out? What does it mean to be monogamous? What does it mean to be dating? What does it mean to be, you know, serious? What does it mean to be whatever? Because if you don't, again, one person says, well, we're serious, but their definition of serious means they can go fool around with somebody else. You're going to be upset if yours doesn't. Or
exactly, and that goes back to the open communication. You know, you got to be honest and tell your partner what you want.
It's a hard thing, but when you're dating, it's hard to talk. You know, people say, when do you bring up
dating? Well, what did you put, like dating, seeing each other, spending time? Like you had like the list of all the labels.
The breakdown.
Men are always like, I don't like labels.
Well, we do.
It's like the label words, like it's like it makes their like erections like go inside. Like it's like so. It's like that's like the man's
shrinkage?
Like shrinkage. Like the man's like they start dating a girl and then like they know like week 2 or 3 or maybe like it's a month. All of a sudden they're gonna be hanging out and the girl's just like, so what are we? And they're just like they're just like goes inside and they're like.
And that's why girls don't want to ask. Women don't ask.
But they do. It's usually after like one night, like usually close to a month. Like they've had a little like bottle of wine, and they're like, "So what are we? What are we? What is this?
What's going on here?"
Like that's how it. It's not like we're out to dinner, and it's like so.
Used to be the dad going, "So what are your intentions towards my daughter?"
Right? Yeah. Or like I always say I should have been born with Gone with the Wind, where like the man would have to ask the dad, "Can I speak to your daughter?"
Yeah. May I step out with your daughter?
No,
here's the list.
Yeah, seeing each other, going out, dating, going steady, committed. Ooh, guys. Ooh. Exclusive. Ooh. Engaged or married.
So what does it mean to be those things in a relationship?
But yeah, labels just it makes men retreat. I feel like nowadays
especially nowadays the generations are getting like more free. Like they don't want to be tied down.
Well, I'm an old fart.
I think it's also because
women
are also, I feel like, kind of just like lowering their standards, and like it's back in the day, like Gone with the Wind ages, or even not even that long ago, like when our parents were like kids, like women were respected. Hey, Carrie, like women were respected, so men had to respect them. Now it's like women are just like
that's it. You need
they're
to
not
respect
being
yourself.
they're not
first.
respecting themselves. They're not being as classy. So it's like men are just like, well, if she doesn't care, like I'm just gonna have
I
sex with
posted
her.
something the other day about if you're not gonna respect yourself, don't expect a man to respect you.
So it's like women, you need to start respecting yourselves and be like, no, like we just went on 2 days.
Guys need to respect themselves too. I mean, like I think it's both things. People just, it's.
Oh no, I'm out of one.
What do you mean?
Oh no.
What do you mean, Megan? Men telling younger men not to get tied down. what are married men telling younger guys don't do it?
All the time.
All the time.
Well, don't listen.
That's nothing
But
new.
that's nothing new. That's been around since I was a kid. They called the wife the ball and chain.
Exactly.
You know, like it's
we
not-
sell a ball and chain.
Megan's married. How long have you been happily married, Megan? I don't know what I'm doing.
She keeps shutting the
I'm
phone.
terrible at technology. Alright, so we have another question.
Okay.
Is it fair for someone to date multiple people at once, especially when one of those people have expressed they want to be exclusive and express deep, intimate feelings? No, that's not okay.
Well, here's the thing. Have you had a discussion with that person? We'll go back to communication.
It says that they express they want to be exclusive.
The other person did. So, are you
So what does
clear
the
with that
person
other
say?
person? So, let's say person A is dating multiple people. Person B is one of the people they're dating. Person B says, I want to be exclusive, I have lots of feelings for you. Person A has to make the decision, do they want to become exclusive with that person? Or if they don't, they have to be honest with that person and say, I'm not willing to be exclusive. Now, person B
5
has
years.
to make,
Woo,
person
marriage.
B has to make sure that they decide that. He gets to
Absolutely.
decide or whatever, does he want to be with someone who's not exclusive with him? You know?
So it seems like this is kind of like almost like similar to the other one, like one's somewhat committed, but the other one's kind of just like.
Yeah.
But it's also because the person's letting it happen, right? Like they're like telling them that they have feelings, but then not changing anything, still hanging out with them all the time, still giving them what they want, like, right?
It's
Yes and no, because they're also trying to get what they want at the same time.
But are they really getting what they want at the same
No,
time? Because the other person,
But that's the issue.
because most likely this person's not seeing anyone else, while the other and sitting home when the other person's doing their thing.
Exactly.
and person B, who's the one that wants to be exclusive, let's say, can say, hey, I have a lot of feelings for you, but I'm not willing to be with you if you're not willing to be
Deep,
exclusive.
intimate feelings.
I have deep, intimate feelings for you. But I'm not willing to be with you if we can't be exclusive. If you decide at some point you want to be exclusive, I might still be around, but I'm going. And, you know, if I'm around when you get there,
That's a hard
you're
no.
not, you know.
That's a hard no. I'm kidding. This is a good one. Does everyone's relationship have to conform to the norm, etc.? Meet, fall in love, become exclusive, move in. I think there can be different types of relationships for different times in someone's life. My idea of the perfect relationship is not the same as yours or someone else's. So it's kind of like a question/statement.
Well, I think
I agree with.
I think it's like we started earlier talking about swinging and stuff like that. It's what the couple decides together, right? It's what you
Oh, you didn't read that one.
what you define with each other. And yeah, I don't think there's an old
It's like,
again,
I feel like
an
it's
old
different.
adage, yeah.
Like years ago, it's like you fall, like you get married, blah blah blah, married, move in. Nowadays, it seems to be move in, married. But who knows? Maybe it's just move in and not get
What's
married. But like
interesting-
if both are happy with that.
What's interesting is the divorce rate of people who cohabitated before they got married is higher than the divorce rate of people who didn't, as of right now.
Why though?
Well,
Because you get to know the person. What if you move in with someone and they suck?
do you know why it
For
happens?
real.
It's because some people, they follow that path, and now that they've moved in, it's more complicated to disengage, so they go to the next step of getting married, hoping it'll fix the problems, rather than disengaging. Whereas if you had been dating and not living together and these problems came up, it might have been easy. You know what I mean? It's
I
like kind of
forget where I read, but, like,
into it.
Someone was saying that like you should live with someone before you get married because that's like you get into it, like the nitty gritty. You actually get to know the person.
I've
Because
also
if you're just dating and just like having sleepovers, like you don't really necessarily like know the
Well,
person.
I've also read that people, even when you move in, still stay on their good behavior. Once they get married and things are kind of
You're
set
mine.
in bone. It's set.
You're mine.
Then, so I don't know. Like I said, one of the hypotheses I saw when they were looking at that
Alright, I have a
cohabitation is that it's because marriages that are planned do better than marriages that are just kind of
like
into,
the
you know,
arranged marriages, you mean? Or
No, I mean
just, like,
planned as in
okay,
like
yeah.
you think of what's my life going to be like, how are we going to do this together versus you just kind of slide into it.
Megan, the whole book talks about that.
Oh yeah, read that question. That was a long question.
Does accusing someone of something make the person being accused want to do what you're saying they are because you're saying they are and they aren't? So that goes back to the title of the book, Accused of Cheating, and you're not.